What's up, everybody? We're back with a brand new episode in the series of The Game of Money. Now, this video, we're going to be talking about portfolios and how to customize your portfolio to do exactly what you want it to do and customize to your liking, meaning not take advice from somebody or get into a business that you don't really understand, that you don't really like, just because you think that that is the right way. Now, if you're new to this channel, please like this video if you enjoy it and subscribe to the channel. This channel was designed to give the average person a chance to fight back, a chance to not get left behind, to stop getting beat up by inflation, to break down all those fear-mongering news headlines that they release every day, to show you that obtaining wealth and creating generational wealth is still possible in today's time, and it's not hard, it's not rocket science. You just need to know how these systems work. Now, stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to show you this life hack that the ultra rich use every day to ensure once they leave this earth that their legacy is intact and their family is rich forever. Now, when it talks about portfolios, you have to have a objective when you purchase an asset. It is not a good reason to buy an asset only because it is going up. You need to have a purpose of what you're going to do with the asset. So that's is what we're going to cover in this video, talking about these portfolios. Now, the first portfolio is a preserve and hedge portfolio. The second portfolio is a capital gains portfolio. The third portfolio is a cash flow portfolio. So let's get into the first portfolio. Now, the first portfolio is a hedge and preservation portfolio, and it is designed to do exactly what it says in the name. It is to preserve your wealth for later down the line, meaning to put a asset into something, put money into an asset, and be able to go get that asset and it still should hold its value or ultimately appreciate value over that period of time that you have held that asset. Now, some things you think about when you talking about preserving your wealth, some things come to mind. And the first one will be gold, real estate. I don't really personally use this one to preserve wealth, but that one is bonds. And the reason why I don't personally use this is not financial advice, but I'm just sharing some personal opinions with you, is that all these massive budget deficits, all this rapid money printing, you're kind of at more risk than, let's just say, in the 1950s when you bought a 30-year government bond. So I'm not comfortable with saying that preserving your wealth in bonds is a smart thing to do. Now, I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do. You make up what works better for you. Now, the last thing is a maybe. And I say it's a maybe because it's this one, stocks. Now, sometimes, well, we have one more after this, but stocks. Now, I don't look at stocks as a wealth preservation because what companies do you know? Well, how many companies do you know that have been around 30, 40, 50, even 100 years? It's not too many of those. And the companies that have been around that long, let's say like a Coca-Cola, they don't have a lot of upside to it because it's not any new buyers, because the new buyers want upside. So they're into things like new companies, new IPOs, tech, crypto, those type of things. And it's not a lot of times that Coca-Cola goes on sale because the people who have held those for a long period of times, they don't really sell them because they don't have to worry about them being too volatile, and also they are collecting dividends. So I don't look at stocks as a way to preserve your wealth, even though you can. I look at stocks more so I need to capitalize off these companies earnings today. I need to capitalize off the momentum, the trends today. So you could put stocks here. I typically don't. I look at stocks in one of the other portfolios, and we'll talk about that later in the video. And the last thing that I think is a great preservation hedge is Bitcoin. Now, some people won't agree with this, but I feel like it is because it is money outside of the system. So you don't have any third party risk. So we can put Bitcoin right here. Now, just to recap some things that go into a preservation hedge portfolio, you have gold, real estate, bonds, stocks, Bitcoin, and I believe gold and silver go together. And also on real estate, you can just do raw land. Let's say you don't even want to build on it, you just want to hold your wealth in land. So you can do that. Now, the next type of portfolio is a capital gains portfolio. And we're putting assets in here that we think are going to appreciate. And once they do, we're planning on selling them. It's different from the first one because we are not holding these assets. We are in here strictly to make capital gains. Now, some things that you can put inside a capital gains portfolio. You can put gold, but we're not holding it. We buy, let's say, at $1 and sell it at $4. Real estate. We're not holding real estate in this portfolio. We'll do something like a house flip or something like that. You can put stocks in here as well. And I love using stocks right here because let's say I don't necessarily love a company, but it has tremendous momentum and the trend is aligned with this stock. So I would get into this stock knowing that I'm going to swing trade it, meaning that my entry point might be 20 and then my exit might be 40. So I bought the stock just to swing trade it, just to get in on some of the price action. And even though you shouldn't chase, sometimes you can see the writing on the wall that hey, this might be an opportunity. I don't think it'll last, but hey, it's a good opportunity to make some cash. And then another reason why you can use capital gains on stocks is let's say you got into a company early and you don't see that it's any more future growth and that it pretty much has topped or is looking like it's about to go down. So it might be time to get up off this company and sell it. Also, you can do this. You can build a company just to sell it. Company to sell. You see billionaires do that all the time. People build companies just to sell them. So that's another great thing for capital gains. And also you can put Bitcoin here as well. And it would be the same thing with gold. Let's say you don't like Bitcoin, but you bought it at $5 and you're going to sell it at $10. That's 100% on your investment. So some things that can go inside a capital gains portfolio. You got gold, you got real estate, house flipping, stocks, you got company to sell, and you have Bitcoin. Now, the next portfolio would be a cash flow portfolio. And we're putting assets in here to create us new money every week, every month, every year, depending on how you have it set up. Same thing applies. You might be able to use assets from portfolio 1 and 2, or some you may not be able to use, or you may have to tweak them just a little bit. So let's go down the thing. Gold. Gold doesn't really cash flow when you're talking about the metal itself. So, in order to get a cash flow off of gold, you will have to use gold stocks. And you can get a option on it. You can write options on it, or you can get dividend. Same thing goes for Bitcoin. You can write options. A Bitcoin treasury company. Let's make that clear. So Bitcoin treasury company. Bitcoin doesn't cash flow. The actual Bitcoin does not cash flow. So in order to cash flow off of Bitcoin, you can buy Bitcoin treasury companies or you can maybe invest in some Bitcoin exchanges, write options on it, and maybe some possibly pay a dividend. So you can do that. And then stocks, just any company stocks, you can get uh, uh, options on it and you can get dividends on it. Now, real estate, same thing. Instead of holding on to it or house flipping, we're going to hold on to the asset and get rent from it. Also, you can do bonds here too. That's why people buy bonds, because bonds are what you call fixed income investments because they pay interest. And also, you can do business here to create you new money. I'm not going to write that all out. But you can do a business here to create you new money. So these are things that can go inside a cash flow portfolio. Gold stocks, options, dividends. You got Bitcoin, treasury company, options, dividends. You got stocks, options, dividend, real estate, rent, bonds, fixed income, and also a business. Now, if you stuck around to the end of this video, I'm going to give you that life hack. Now, this channel is called Breaking Cycles, and we need to break this cycle. I don't believe that we should go work our whole adult lives and then the next generation, our sons, our grandkids, should have to go do the same thing. I believe that we should be able to use our time on this planet. That way, our bloodline capitalize off of that. Now, this secret hack is what you call a tax provision that is a step up in basis. And all that means in simple terms is that you do not pay taxes on assets that you inherit and the appreciation of them over the duration of the original owner's lifetime. So, meaning that if you had $3,000 in assets and then your son inherit them, he doesn't pay anything that appreciated in your lifetime. So you could have got them for 500 and they went to 3,000. He doesn't pay any capital gains tax on that. But what the ultra rich do is they know how to tweak that and become rich forever. So I'm going to show you like this right now. So just imagine this. Let's say we're going to do three generations. Let's just say grandpa had $100,000 in assets when he died at 75. Now, the son, instead of selling those $100,000 worth of asset, he borrows against them. Now, some assets you can get 100%, 70%, whatever it is. We're just going to use 100% for this example. So instead of selling them, he borrows against it. He gets another 100,000, and he takes 50,000, let's say, to buy him whatever he wants to do, pay some bills, whatever. And then he takes the 50,000, buys another asset that's going to pay off the loan he took against grandpa's asset and produce him new income. So let's watch how this generational wealth is created and grows tremendously, rapidly over the course of each generation. So we're going to use grandpa in red. So grandpa had $100,000 in assets. The son borrowed against it, bought something, and he has $150,000 in assets. So 150 in assets. Now let's just say his assets are growing at 10%. So 150,000 at 10%, and let's say he's 49 and he's going to live the same amount of time as grandpa at 75. So that'll be 26 years at 10% for 26 years, right? Now, this 150K over the course of 26 years, growing at 10%, equals $1.7 million. And he didn't do anything but use grandpa's assets as collateral and to buy him another asset. Now, watch this. Let's say the grandson takes this money, borrows against it, gets $1.7 million. He spends 700,000. Now he has $2.7 million in assets. So grandson has $2.7 million in assets now. Now let's just say 10% for 26 years. Now watch how this number grows. That is approximately $32 million. And all they did was still use grandpa's money. So this is how you generate generational wealth and ensure that once you leave this place, that your family is good. They don't have to worry about a thing, and that the legacy continues. You're still building wealth all the way from the other side. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also share this video. My mission is to spread this energy, this knowledge to as many people as possible. Thank you. And also be on the lookout for the next episode in this series, The Game of Money.